Good evening. Tonight, conditions along the Gulf Coast of Florida are quickly deteriorating as Hurricane Milton approaches the shore. Take a look at these pictures coming into us right now. These are live pictures of Fort Myers, Florida, which is already getting hit with torrential rain, as you can see. The storm surge has started to arrive, and Milton's outer bands have spawned several tornadoes. Emergency officials say it's time for people in its path to now shelter in place. We know that Milton's size has more than doubled since yesterday, and it's producing sustained winds of 210 kilometers an hour, making it a Category 4 storm. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to CNN earlier, urging people to heed the warnings.
Unlike anything we have seen before, we got a lot of tough, strong people in Florida who have been through a lot of hurricanes, tornadoes, but this is not like anything they've dealt with before. So if they have been told to evacuate, they must evacuate. We expect that this is going to be catastrophic and deadly.
Well, Boris Sanchez is in Tampa, Florida. Good to have you there for us, Boris. So the wind and the rain is already starting to hit. We know that this hurricane will be catastrophic. We're being told it will be deadly. And of course, the window to leave, if you are in those evacuation zones, is now ended, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The National Hurricane Center has put out the word that it is time to shelter in place. There is no way you can get out if you aren't in an evacuation zone safely at this point. There are a number of bridge closures, a number of road closures, and we understand that for at least certain parts of the Gulf Coast in Florida, emergency services have been shut down. The wind is simply too strong. The peak rainfall has begun here, so we're talking about roughly a foot of rain that is expected as Hurricane Milton passes through. You're also talking about 140 plus mile-an-hour winds, a potentially 15-foot storm surge. That for Tampa Bay, which is behind me right now, would be devastating. We are expecting between 8 and 12 feet here. That 15 feet is a bit further down in Sarasota. The other major concern, Lynda, across the state is tornadoes. You're talking about 90 tornado warnings just today. That is across the state. Again, that's more than Florida's ever seen in a single day, and it's very widespread. There was a tornado that touched down in western Broward County. That's on the southeast coast of Florida. That is hundreds of miles from where we are right now and where Hurricane Milton is set to touch down. Aside from that, you've also got the leftover from Hurricane Helene, the leftovers, the debris that has not yet been cleaned up. We've seen a ton of it around where we are. It is likely going to turn into yet another danger that this very powerful Category 4 storm holds in store.
Yeah, frightening. Tornadoes plus the hurricanes plus all that debris from Helene. Of course, I'm wondering where you and your crew will go when this hurricane makes landfall, which is set to happen in the coming hours.
Yeah, fortunately, we are in an area where we can get out very quickly if need be, so we are prepared to evacuate as soon as conditions here get a little bit too hairy for us. We're in a hotel that is outside an evacuation zone. They told us that they've got all sorts of preparations, food, water, generator, so we should be in pretty good shape. But of course, it's all about monitoring the conditions and then getting out as soon as possible. Our crew has been through a number of hurricanes before. We have a set of rules that we follow to make sure that we're safe. It is not a good idea for anybody that's just at home to go out and be a disaster tourist, as one local official told me. The time to shelter in place is now.
Exactly. Heed those warnings for everyone in the path of the storm. Boris Sanchez, good to have you there for us. Thank you. Well, the National Weather Service says the time to evacuate is over. Many people have fled to places like Orlando, but even that city is hunkering down. Sebring, Florida, is one of those inland cities that is attracting evacuees. However, it is still in the path of this hurricane, and it's also facing tornado warnings. Well, John SHOOP is the mayor of Sebring, Florida, and joins us now live. Thanks so much for your time. So the size of this hurricane has doubled since yesterday. Your city, of course, is a couple of hours inland from the coast, but still in the path of this storm. How prepared are you?
We're very prepared. This is not the first time we've gone through a hurricane, so our town and the people in the town and the area are ready to go and ready for this thing to be over.
Of course, there's so much debris, as we've seen from Hurricane Helene, scattered in piles across that area, which is going to be slammed by this hurricane. How concerning is that, those projectiles that will be flying in the air?
Our public works in our cities, we have 3 cities in Highlands County, but they were all out last week cleaning up any kind of large debris that was laying around, picking up cones, picking up anything that could happen. So we've been very proactive in getting ahead of the game as far as projectiles go.
Of course, a storm surge is predicted right along the west coast of Florida, certainly just on the coastline from you around Tampa. It's expected to reach upwards of 12 feet. What could that look like in your city, especially considering you also have lakes in your area?
Fortunately, we don't have a storm surge here. We do have flooding, and it's more rain-driven flooding in the lower lying areas. So we will not see, the main lake is Lake Jackson in Sebring, and we have other lakes in the communities, but they do not have a storm surge. They will have some wind and wave action, but really we're very fortunate from that standpoint that we don't have what the coast is going to get, and we'll see that. There are low-lying areas that have it, but we're also very fortunate to be on the ridge of Florida where all the water runs downhill. So
that is certainly a positive. Of course, we have seen these tornado warnings, multiple tornado warnings across the state. How much of a concern is that?
It was a big concern. We just were pulled off the tornado warnings, but we did have, I believe we had 3 or 4 that did touch down. One hit a small mobile home park that did some collateral damage, but with just a minor injury. We are referenced that another couple of homes lost some roofs, some docks have been lost, but that seems to have passed by now.
We're hearing that your city has welcomed a lot of evacuees that have fled areas along that coastline.
Yes.
How are you handling that influx of people? How many have arrived, and where are they sheltering?
It's hard to say how many have arrived, but it started a couple days ago. Our hotels were all full within the last 2 days. We do have shelters that are open that will accept people from other areas, but it seems whenever there's a major event like this, we are a destination. We do take a large hit, but it seems we do come out pretty good.
And talk to us about supplies, because we've been reporting about towns along the coast that are running really low, if not out of gas and out of water and other food items. What is the situation where you are?
Our stores, they have been tasked and to keep full, and we're very fortunate that there's still food here. We do have gas at our gas stations. Some of the gas stations are out, but we're very fortunate that many of them have had and maintain gas, and along with the stores that we have, there's plenty of food and supplies there.
John SHOOP, Mayor of Sebring, Florida, appreciate your time. We wish you and everyone there all the very best over the coming hours.
Well, thank you, Lynda. We appreciate that. Thank you for all your prayers.